Friends, DGA tells you what is happening inside the transformer, but TAN tells you how healthy the oil itself really is. You can have perfect gas values, no overheating, no arcing, and still lose a transformer because the oil has turned chemically aggressive. That is where total acid number comes in. When TAN increases, oil stops being an insulator, starts attacking paper, corrodes metals, and accelerates aging silently. In today's Electroverse episode, we decode TAN, total acid number. What TAN actually measures. Why acids form in transformer oil. Difference between slow oxidation and accelerated degradation. IEC and industry limits for safe operation. When oil reclamation is effective, and when oil replacement becomes unavoidable. Stay till the end, because TAN does not cause sudden failure. It slowly destroys everything it touches.
When you're working with power transformers, there's one parameter that tells you everything about where your oil is heading. If you understand total acid number, you understand why oil fails, why sludge forms, and why insulation aging accelerates. This is where oil aging truly begins. Total acid number, or TAN, measures the acidic compounds present in transform oil. Think of it as a chemical fingerprint that reveals how aged your oil really is. TAN is expressed as milligrams of KOH required to neutralize acids in 1 gram of oil. When we say the TAN is 0.15, we mean 15 milligrams of potassium hydroxide are needed to neutralize all the acids in 1000 grams of oil. This measurement tells us how chemically aged the oil is, and more importantly, it predicts what's coming next. According to IEC 6296, IEC 6422, and ASTM D974, TAN increases due to several critical factors. First is oxidation of oil over time. When oil molecules react with oxygen, they form acidic compounds. This process accelerates with elevated operating temperatures, which is why transformers running hot show faster TAN increases. Moisture contamination acts as a catalyst, speeding up these chemical reactions. And here's what many engineers miss: the depletion of antioxidants. Fresh oil contains antioxidants that fight this process, but once they are consumed, TAN starts climbing rapidly. Now, why should you care about rising TAN? These acids do not trip protection, but they destroy oil quality silently. High TAN leads to sludge formation, which blocks cooling ducts and reduces heat transfer efficiency. The acids attack cellulose insulation, accelerating paper aging and reducing the transformer's mechanical strength. They also cause corrosion of metallic parts, particularly copper windings and steel tank walls. This is why TAN is considered a root cause parameter, not a symptom. It's the beginning of a cascade that ends in transformer failure. The industry has established clear limits for TAN interpretation. Below 0.15 milligrams KOH per gram represents normal condition. Your oil is healthy and you can continue normal operation. Between 0.15 and 0.30 milligrams KOH per gram puts you in the caution zone. This is when you need to start monitoring more frequently and planning intervention. Above 0.30 milligrams KOH per gram is unacceptable. Once TAN crosses 0.30, oil degradation accelerates rapidly. The chemistry changes and you're racing against time. But here's the critical engineering insight. Never judge TAN alone. A moderate TAN with a dropping interfacial tension signifies the optimal time for intervention. This is the best time to act. When TAN is rising but IFT still holding, you have options. When both are deteriorating together, you're already behind the curve. At this stage, doing nothing is the worst decision. For corrective engineering actions with high TAN, start by correlating with IFT and power factor. Check your antioxidant content, because depleted antioxidants explain why TAN is climbing. Plan oil reclamation before sludge formation begins, because once sludge forms, oil reclamation becomes ineffective. Improve your sealing systems to reduce moisture and oxygen ingress. Consider load management to reduce operating temperatures, and most importantly, act quickly. TAN is not an emergency parameter, it is a decision-making parameter. It gives you time to plan, but that time is limited. The smartest utilities act before TAN reaches critical levels. They understand that TAN is about timing. Wait too long and your options disappear. Oil that could have been reclaimed becomes waste. Transformers that could have run for decades need premature replacement. Remember this, TAN is the first domino in oil failure. When it starts rising, everything else follows. Sludge formation, insulation degradation, cooling problems, and eventually transformer failure. Ignoring rising tan shortens transformer life because it represents the beginning of the end. But catching it early, understanding what it means, and taking timely action, that's how you extend transformer life and avoid costly failures. Tan doesn't lie and it doesn't wait. The question is, are you listening?
So friends, this is the real meaning of tan in transformer oil. Tan does not indicate a fault. Tan indicates chemical aging. It tells you oxidation is progressing, oil additives are exhausted, paper insulation is under chemical attack. Remember these rules forever. Low tan, healthy oil. Rising tan, accelerating aging. High tan, insulation life loss. Unlike gases, tan never goes down on its own. If tan is rising, monitor closely, control temperature and moisture, and plan corrective action. If tan crosses critical limits, oil reclamation, or in oil replacement, becomes unavoidable. If this explanation helped you understand oil health, not just faults, then support Electroverse. Like this video. It helps real engineering knowledge reach professionals. Comment below. What was the highest tan value you've seen in service? Subscribe. Because Electroverse explains transformer aging without confusion. In the next episode, we will connect tan, IFT, moisture, and BDV to build a complete oil health assessment logic. You've been watching Electroverse, where every spark tells a story. Stay charged, stay safe, and happy.